As a domestic violence educator, I really think it's important that people understand that judges do not understand coercive control. And because they don't understand coercive control, there are 5 things that happen way too often in family court and other court type settings. My name is Haley. I'm an educator in domestic violence, human trafficking, and SA. Follow along if you enjoy critical thinking. So the first is unintentionally or not, they end up punishing the parent that is not the primary abuser. A judge would end up seeing fear, hypervigilance, or trying to keep their children away from their abuser as a form of parental alienation, or just labeling them uncooperative. Second is calling abusive dynamics toxic or high conflict and essentially blaming both parties equally. Okay, the third has to do with weaponizing the legal system because perpetrators of abuse often weaponize the legal system against their victims. They use the children as leverage and as a form of financial control or abuse. That one's probably the most common one. And unfortunately, sometimes the courts could recognize that that is a form of coercive control and there's nothing that they can do about it anyways. 4 is ignoring the charismatic performance that an abuser puts on. A lot of abusers are very charismatic, are highly manipulative, and are very skilled at appearing super calm when a victim might be more likely to be more erratic or reacting out of trauma. Number 5 is jeopardizing the children, again, intentionally or unintentionally. If a judge does not recognize coercive control or patterns of abusive behavior in general, they are much more likely to award unsupervised or full visitation or full custody even to an abuser. Unfortunately, that very, very often puts a child in extreme danger. There are countless cases where parents are being granted unsupervised access to their children or protective orders are not being granted, and then the father goes on to end the lives of his children and sometimes their partner as well. I think what always sticks out to me about this is that there are resources and tools for judges to understand coercive control. There's plenty of training available. It is not a lack of education, potentially a lack of a desire to have the education, but it exists. Judges tend to be people who have taken on a very powerful role for a reason. And one last anecdotal thing. I used to think that female judges in courtrooms was good, it's a female judge. Shockingly, that doesn't always make a difference. Sometimes some of the most interested in keeping families together and keeping split custody were the female judges.